What a do, Z-Boy crew. Today we're here with another live stream for you guys, and today it's the final review before we kind of get into the transfer window. But today I'm going to mainly discussing the transfer window. So a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about a bit of Watford, a bit of the season recap, but we're mainly going to talk about ingoings and outgoings for Chelsea, and we're going to talk about the start of it because, as we all know, it's going to be a massive, massive couple of months. Obviously, we've got now to the end of August. So let's roll the intro and let's get into today's stream. And we're back here with another live stream today, guys. Today I'm going to do probably 45 to 50-minute stream, just a small one, kind of, giving the thoughts on the incoming and outcoming to Chelsea on the recaps for the whole window. Obviously, we know Todd Boehly's taken over Chelsea, so it's going to be a massive window, a massive rebuild for us in particular. But first, for some admin stuff, guys, if you haven't already, guys, go do follow the Twitter right now. Let's get to 600 followers by the end of the month if we can. Do go follow that now. Send me a message and I can shoot you a follow back as well as that. If you also want to go follow my TikTok as well. I haven't really posted on it much. I'll post more on it soon. So go do follow that too. Let's get that to 500 as well. Both on the nearly everything's about to hit 500 soon. So let's all get everything to 500. Let's get that now. But obviously, Chelsea, Watford, let's just dive into that a little bit. Obviously, Manchester City won the Premier League. I mean, for me, I'm quite happy because I didn't want Liverpool to win it like majority of Premier League fans. We didn't really want Liverpool to win it because, Liverpool are a bit of a, how do we say, shitty team, in general. We're not really the biggest fans of them, the big rivals to us, but City are technically no one's to us. But it's glad, I'm happy that they won another trophy. Congratulations to them. Obviously, Gundogan got the kind of final win for that. But yeah, this is a Chelsea stream. I'm going to quickly give a rundown through of the Watford game. But first, let's have a look at guys. First, let's have a look at the likes. Let's have a look at just started. But let's see if I wanted 10 likes before we start the stream. So let's see if we're at that. And let's see the chat as well. We got Fahim in here. Of course, you had to put Mendy in there. I didn't make this thumbnail. I didn't make it. Someone else actually made it, and I just added the sale, sold, and tick sign to it. Good Chelsea perspective. We got Chelsea perspective as well. Says, well, I'll ask him for his ID if he doesn't. I just put. I didn't make it. Like someone made it. So like, but with my other ones, some guy made three of them, three outlets, and I just add the solds there. I couldn't be bothered changing the plays there. Some like stuff, I'll just leave it there. It worked out to be good anyway. Who cares? Doesn't matter. And big up to Fahim as well. Hope you're well for him too as well. Thank you for joining today. Obviously Kamara as well signed for Aston Villa. Just wanted to kind of say that to you guys as well. So kind of a little quick transfer before we dive into Watford, and we'll discuss that in depth in this stream. So let's talk Watford now anyway. Let's just briefly go through. As I said, 2-1. Not the worst result. We had the third place secured, so it didn't really matter. Obviously, this was the final table. We finished third, 74 points. We were just under 20 from coming first, which is quite bad in a sense. Tottenham were 3 points behind us, but we had top four secured from the start of the season. We were from third for about 5 months, I think. So, it wasn't the worst season in forms of ladder. We jumped to first. We were first for 7 weeks, and then we just jumped to third, and we stayed at third for pretty much the whole season. So we weren't really panicking too much for our spot. I think from 4 till about even 19, 4 to even 18, they were kind of all fighting for, who's going to go up, who's going to go down. So we should have won the league, but thankfully we didn't have to really be stressed over a Champions League spot because we got it. All right, let's just quickly brief through this. Havertz, Ziyech, Mount. I'll be honest, guys, I watched like 60% of that game because I think everyone was focused on the City, Liverpool game, Burnley, Leeds game. We'll kind of focus on that more than Chelsea, but Tuchel put out a strong-ish lineup. you know, played some of our starters, Havertz, Mount, Ziyech. I think Havertz got that good goal. I don't think he was too, focused on again. We weren't having any expectation for these players. Ziyech, not bad. Mount wasn't the worst thing. Mount was actually very creative this game, which was good to see. Again, bottom team. You know, what do they call him? Mason Mountscape has to come and show up against the bottom team. No, I'm only kidding. It's good to see him do something. Kennedy. I'll talk about Kennedy quickly. Guys, okay, he played well for 45 minutes, 59 minutes. Doesn't, yes, we should have tried him. And that goes back to the same point, guys. It goes back to the same point I've been saying this whole season. Tuchel doesn't give time to the people who deserve it. Again, I added to that list. There's Kepa, Chalaba, Ziyech, Saul, Kennedy. Don't blame these players. Oh, why did they only shot once? Tuchel didn't give him a chance. That's not just that's Tuchel's way of playing. I can see and criticize it. Yep, but it's not going to change anything. So for me, Kennedy was always like this, guys. Like we said, we brought him in. We didn't even test him. Like we brought him in, we didn't even play him. Like what was the point of bringing him in then? So Tuchel didn't give him a chance, and then now he gives him a chance in the season. But for me, he's still out of here. Again, Saul did quite well as well. I wasn't expecting a performance from him, but he did quite well as well. And, nearly got a goal too. And same with Saul. He was doing quite well during the season, but because we kind of identified him as a lone player, not really the best of players, he didn't really start as much. Which I don't blame him for not starting him. But again, that's another player that is gone too. Aspie, I think, played his last game for Chelsea and then they made that mistake for the own goal. Nothing to that part there. Silva was great, like usual. I think we should have taken him off though, rest him. And Rudiger did play his last game at the Bridge in a Blues top for Chelsea, and now he's moved on to Madrid. And then I think the bench, he came on bench. Ross Barkley came on, obviously got a goal. It's great to see. Again, guys, he still needs to go as well. Let's not get our hopes up. Malang Sarr came on, was shocking. Again, another player needs to go, but I wouldn't really force it out if we have to. We're low on centre backs. I don't think that's a priority right now. And Ben Chilwell made his comeback, which was great to see. Getting a few minutes on. I think if Barkley maybe left that, Chilwell could have scored us. But obviously, it's good to see Barkley get a goal there. Big up to Prime saying finally the season, but what does Kepa have to do to get the final game? And that's another thing. That's embarrassing from Tuchel. Absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing for Tuchel. And that's in my opinion. For me, I don't think that was the right move for Tuchel. I think, Kepa deserved the start. And Prime, I've just said it 6 times in stream. He's done this all season. It's something that has to get pointed out. He's done it. Let's point it out. He's not given the chance to these players who deserve the start. Ziyech, Chalaba, Mendy. Can we even say Kennedy now? Possibly Saul. It's a competitive team. I don't blame him, but these spots in particular, the keeper position was a must-start. And I wasn't fond of him signing Mendy. Pierce that goal, consider if he was a goal famous would give him a boost. Of course. And with the goal of Mendy, that was... come on, man. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. This man is... I don't want this man playing in any national. I want him to rest for 4 months because that goal should have been saved. He went... I don't know what he was doing. He got the ball and then just jumped. Like he just jumped in the air like he was flying. Like he didn't put his hand up. He just jumped. I thought it was shocking from a keeper. Honestly, shocking. Other than that, he didn't do anything else. But obviously, when again, it's the same prospect. Like when we need him to make a save, like he doesn't do it. But I don't know. Again, if Kepa was there, he would have got abused like usual. But that's just the different standards, but just because Mendy's a first starting keeper. And I saw this obviously post. I think a lot of people saw it where people were saying, "Oh, if you don't support Mason Mount, you can't call yourself a Chelsea fan." And I fucking hate when people say that. I absolutely hate it because we've got to keep the same consistency for the other 17 players. And it's the same thing with standards on the pitch. Obviously people are gonna have different standards. People, Mount standards are through the roof. That's because that's what people portray him to be like. But we've got to also have the same kind of acknowledgement for everyone on that pitch. I don't personally like Loftus-Cheek, but I want him to go on that pitch and do well. I don't like, I don't know who else. I hate Ross Barkley, but I'm happy that he scored a goal. It's like these fans are just player FC. Like as I said, I like Mendy. I think Mendy's a great keeper, but why would want him to start when he's doing well, like when he's doing shit. Why would I want that? Like again, people say, "Oh, well, you kept your agenda," blah blah blah. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Like I said this back in January. I'm happy. My point got proven right. I was right. My expectations weren't through the roof for Mendy like others were. I said he's not a world class keeper. It's the best December. Like Kepa should be starting. Rotating with him in some games because this man needs a rest. We never did that, and this was the consequence. He's been conceding ever since. Like when was the last time we got a goddamn clean sheet? It was like West Ham, and they were playing with 10 men. So it's like it's shocking. And again, I'm gonna reiterate myself when I said that the reason I want Kepa to start is not because I'm player C, is because I know Mendy is shit at the moment, and we got a backup keeper for a reason. Why not start that backup keeper? It baffles me because we pay this money for you, we pay his wages, and people complain about his wages, but they don't want him to start. Like it makes no sense to me. We can say that about Werner because Werner's shit, or like Barkley, they're shit and they're on high wages, yeah. But when someone's doing well and they're on high wages, Chelsea fans, it just goes through their other eye. They don't look at it. So I think he got highly disrespected again. But if he leaves, on his own will, I think it's best for him. I think he's gonna do what Tomori did or what Tammy did, go to a bit of an easier league and bang out there. And we'll see from Kepa, like when he goes and when he goes to another team, and we will regret it because these men want to get Nathan Baxter. He can't even make a save for whole city, and you want him to come in a Chelsea team. It makes no sense to me. Okay, like pick what you want in a keeper. For me, I want a keeper who can compete with a first keeper. Right? People want the same, right? But they want Nathan Baxter who can't make a save in Hull City. The only person on the market to compete with Mendy is gonna be Kepa Arrizabalaga. There's no point going out for Nick Pope, spending 20 million on Nick Pope, and then paying 150k a week for his wages or 110k wages. There's no point. We might as well keep Kepa. If Kepa leaves on his own will, fair enough. But let's not force the board to sell him, then go buy Nick Pope for 15 mil. Because Nick Pope, let's be honest, he's the only one who could possibly, if anything, compete with Mendy. If anyone can do it, it'd be Nick Pope. But again, we go buy him 15 mil, pay 90k, 100k in wages. It adds up to Kepa's wages. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no point. We sell Kepa, what? 30 mil? Okay. Then we go buy Nick Pope, 25 mil, pay his wages, ends up to be, 40 mil. So it's like, could just keep Kepa, I don't know. For me, it doesn't make sense to me. Big up to No Name for you. It says, I hope Kepa leaves, man. I don't hate the man. He just deserves to be a first keeper. He unfortunately can't with our team. I agree to that with an extent. I think he can't be a first keeper in our team because our manager isn't giving him the chance. I'm not saying our manager has an agenda, but he's got this grudge for him, I think. It's like, tell me a mistake he's done in goalkeeping wise. Obviously, people go, Koba Cup final. Shut up. That's not a mistake. Name me a mistake he's done. Remember, I was talking about this last time. The Harry Kane offside trap he did. That got no news in them. That got nothing. No attention. And there is a clear agenda towards him. 100% a clear agenda. Because he didn't want to get subbed off. The captain didn't do anything about it. Kepa doesn't want to come off. You can say he doesn't want to come off. It's up to the manager or the player to come and drag him off that pitch if they really want him off. For me, when he did that, I was kind of ashamed at first. Like I was like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing? But like later down like the months, I realized that's a proper Chelsea keeper. That's a keeper who knows I'm not injured. I know I can do better than the keeper you're bringing on. Let me stay. And obviously the fans were booing him when he was taking the goddamn penalty shootout. Of course he was going to do bad. He had no confidence because the fans were booing him. The own Chelsea fans were booing him when he was in the keeper spot. No wonder why he was going to fucking do shit. And for me, I realized, Kepa doing that stunt, whatever you call it, I don't mind it. If the manager or the player isn't going to drag him off that pitch, why should he come off that pitch? If he's feeling it, he said he wasn't injured, don't sub him off. Well, I don't know. Anyway, that's a different story. But I think, again, as I said, if we want a competitive spot for the keeper position, Kepa's our only option. If Kepa if Tuchel gets out of his dreamland and realizes that Kepa can compete, not to make him as a first line keeper, but to compete with him. That's the point. Because Mendy, the only competition is Kepa. It's just Tuchel is living in this dream world and doing what the fans are doing, looking at Kepa's past, which is kind of embarrassing. That's what I said. I'm very disappointed in Tuchel this season from that. I think that's very disrespectful for Kepa in general. To be honest, it's a lot of bias to hate against Kepa. Like class players like Mount could make a mistake in defense, will forgive him after. Kepa just doesn't have the chance to show his quality. 100% agree with that. No name. 100% agree because I think obviously Kepa was quite bad under Lampard, and I 100% agree with that. Even I kind of like I was stupid. I was a stupid Chelsea fan under Lampard. Some days I liked him, some days I hated him. Um, and I was just kind of inconsistent with Kepa because I was like kind of following the train, which I never do that now because I've woken up. I was a kid back then. Even though it was 2 years ago. But with that on Kepa, like he was shocking under Lampard. Like majority of our players. Why? Because Lampard is a shit manager. He killed half our team. He killed Kepa. He dragged him out of confidence. Subbed him with Caballero. Great. Give Caballero a shot. I didn't mind it. Caballero do shit. Rudiger took the confidence out of there. Jorginho took the confidence out of him. Alonso yelled at him. Like, this man was against our team. And notice how none of them were the British guys. Lampard's an absolute twat. I hate Lampard as a manager. I don't like Lampard as a manager. I never ever going to sing Super Frank Lampard if referring him to as a manager. He's a legend as a player. I respect him. He was one of my favorite. He's a fantastic captain. I look up to him as a captain. As a manager, he's a disgrace. He's a disgrace as a manager. That was the worst Chelsea season ever under Lampard. And look at him at Everton. He took Everton from 15th to 16th. People think he's fucking manager. This guy's a fucking twat. Fat Frank. Chelsea fan on back said, yeah, we deserve the Pressure Cup. It's embarrassing. Like, where are our standards? Oh, we got Baxter, who's a whole city. Guys played 16 games and had 2 clean sheets. Oh, but whole city's... If you want a keeper, the only keeper I would get that's on the market, that's available, is Nick Pope. However, it's not going to add up. Nick Pope coming in, 30 million. We sell Kepa, 20 million. Nick Pope wages, 110k. We're ultimately spending more money for a keeper who's already better than Nick Pope. Because Kepa's 100% better than Nick Pope. Nick Pope's out of his form. He was saving Burnley week in, week out back in 18, 19, 17, 20. This season, he's dipped off. Because, look, the one season Nick Pope doesn't play well, Burnley goes down. Nick Pope is a class keeper back in the day. I don't know about now. Big up to Kasim. Big up to you, Kasim. How are you, Kasim? Let me know your thoughts on the game against Watford and the transfers coming in and out. But I hope you're well. I'll definitely join a stream next time. I haven't seen you live for a while. But I always join when you're live. Selling Kepa is fine, but we should bring in a keeper, the Mendy, at least cover Mendy. Exactly. And I think Nick Pope can do that job realistically. Realistically, I wouldn't want like a Sarr, a Jose Sarr. I think he's absolutely class. Jose Sarr. He's something different. He's really class. But Nick Pope again can fill in that spot. But he's not going to be at the same level as Kepa. He's going to be below him because he's not as good of a keeper as Kepa. Because again, if we start Kepa, excuse me, for 15 matches right now, if we start Kepa for 15 matches right now, we will be doing better than Mendy right now. He would be doing way better than Mendy right now. Way better. 100%. But you should never give him that chance. And that's the thing I was upset with. I wasn't upset with Mendy starting, Mendy playing games. I was upset that Kepa never got his chance, which he deserved. Same with Chalobah, Ziyech. These players deserved a chance. But Tuchel was just... Oh, fuck, why my voice... Hang on, sorry, guys. But Tuchel was kind of always... he had fan mentality, to be honest with you. He was, but these are my starting players. I'm going to force them to start, even though they're shit. And I didn't like that. We have the TJ Sharma in the chat. Hope you're well, TJs. If you could say one player from the relegation team, who would it be? Let's have a look. I would have loved to say Rafinha, but we can't. Again, possibly Nick Pope if we get rid of Kepa. I hope we keep Kepa again. Because when we get rid of him and we get a shitty keeper, we're going to regret it. And Tuchel's going to Tuchel is gonna realize, shit, I should have started Kepa. I should have given him the chance. I probably want to bring in anyone. Maybe Max Aarons from Norwich as a backup. Is he even still there? I think he is. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Max Aarons possibly. An overhyped new player just shoot something like Mendy as the ball plays terrible, but passing is trash. Exactly, 100%. Wouldn't pay. We have to overpay, and it doesn't add up. Prime, it does not add up. Like we're gonna spend 30 mil, stock up at 15 mil. Like might as well keep Kepa. As I said, there's two options you can go for in the keeper position. One, we get we get a shitty keeper. Sell Kepa for 25 mil and bring in Nathan Baxter, and we get a shitty keeper, and we have to rely on Mendy for a whole season. And do what we did this season and concede nearly every single fucking game. We're not going to win anything if we keep doing that. And we didn't. We didn't, guys. Look what happened when Mendy kept starting. We didn't win anything. Didn't win anything when Mendy was forced to start. With lots of Champions League, FA Cup final, Carabao Cup final, Prem. Don't have to say anymore. And we have option 2. We buy or keep a competitive keeper to Mendy and allow the second keeper to come in and compete with the first keeper. Why don't we do that? Newcastle are doing that with their 2 keepers, Harlow and I don't know how to say the other guy's name. I think Palace are doing that with 4-star. I don't know if they're still doing that. Let me double check if they still got the 2 keepers, 4-star and the other guy. Yeah, Guaita and his 4-star still there. Butland. Who's 4-star? Oh, Southampton's keeper. Hang on, let me double check. Prime, I think me and you are saying both of that. I don't like that manager, man. I don't like him as a manager. I just can't. Yeah, McCarthy and Forster. Oh, Caballero. Who is Forster? He's injured. Oh, he's injured. Well, Forster and McCarthy were kind of switching in and out back in the day and start of the season. Jesus Christ, Southampton's team is shit. They got to sign up some players. That Boehly Chelsea, I wouldn't take him personally. I wouldn't take him. I don't think. I wouldn't mind him if we sign him. I'm not going to be upset. I said this a couple weeks ago. I said if he comes, I'm not going to be complaining if we get him for low wages, but I'm not going to force a move. Big up to Nick Blue in the chat. Big up to Nick. Hope you're well, Nick. Let me know your thoughts on the recent game we just had and the upcoming transfer window. I want everyone's opinion. Should we sign Neymar or attempt to get Hazard back? The bias with me wants Hazard to see Hazard at the bridge at the same time. All right, let's get into transfers now. Actually, good idea. Let's get into transfers. Let me just get Let me just stop sharing the screen. Bear with me, guys. Guys, if you haven't already, guys, like the stream, guys. Subscribe if you're new. We've got 8 people in here. I want everyone to like the video right now. All right. Neymar on Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, I'll give my life for him on the pitch. He's truly a brilliant man. And he comes, there's some links. Obviously, there's some links. Now, my thoughts with Neymar to Chelsea. Okay, number one, I've said, let me bring up my video with Coachella. Let me bring up my video with Coachella why I don't want Hazard at the bridge. Because for me, I don't want Hazard at the bridge. I don't think he's deserved to come back. He made it, let the video speak for itself, actually. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Where's the video? Here it is. Oh, you can't hear it? Shit. Okay, well, you can see the subtitles anyway. But what I said about that really was that for me, Hazard missed out on his chance, right? We took the second chance of bringing Lukaku to the bridge, right? I wouldn't do the second chance of bringing someone like Hazard back. Hazard, okay, he is a legend for us. Hazard he's my favorite player ever at Chelsea Football Club, ever. No one's gonna probably beat him. But I wouldn't give him a second chance at Chelsea because he's missed out on that opportunity. As I said in the video, obviously you guys couldn't hear, but I said that he had his chance to play. He didn't. He moved to Madrid. Why would I bring him back if he's at the lowest point of his career? I wouldn't do it. He left his own choice. Now it's for us to go and exceed other options. There's other options on the market. Why would we go for a player just because of his history at the club? Let's look at his history he's done in his recent performance, like every other player. Let's take away the feelings we have to him and let's look at the realistic standpoint. Let's look at how he's performed in the last season. Let's look at how he's injury prone. Let's look at everything else, and let's not look at how he played for us in the past. I wish I could bring him back and he could be like he was at Chelsea, but he's not going to be like that. He's not going to be like that because again, get out your feelings. Look at the realistic standpoint that he's playing shit. He's been injured for 3 seasons. He's just played 1 game recently. If he bangs out La Liga next season, scores 50 goals, 50 assists, we can look at him then. But he hasn't seen any performances lately for me to convince me that I want him back. That's the thing. Big up to Tobago in the chat. Tobago, hope you're well. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on the Neymar situation. So Chalobah deserves so much more chances than Star. Chalobah, again, that's another player. As I said, Kepa, Ziyech, Chalobah. I'm going to add Kennedy and Saul to that mix as well. Didn't deserve to start, never did. The greatest centre-back partnership history of... The greatest centre-back partnership in the Premier League history of Chelsea. Who is it? I don't know. Terry K, or Terry, I don't know. Terry and someone else, Louise, I don't know. That's a tough one though. Personally, I see someone like Pogba, a person who can create chances. And actually, we'll get into Pogba. Actually, I want to start that because we'll get into that next. Fahim's all for Neymar Chelsea. Okay, so on Neymar, right? Okay, Neymar. I'm all for Neymar. You know, I wouldn't mind this team. I've been watching Neymar, you know, 2012, 20, you know, back in the Barca days. But since he's left Barca, he's produced nothing really at PSG. I think he'd probably have 1 season where he was banging it out. You know, the where they got to the Champions League final, that's when he did well. And then from there, he just stopped. Every 6 weeks, he's getting injured. He goes to his sister's birthday. He fakes an injury for it. You know, we got rid of Christensen because he's not mentally, you know, wants to put 100% in. Why would I get another player who doesn't want to put 100% on that pitch? He says it here. He quotes it. I will give my life on the pitch for him. He's a truly brilliant player. If Tuchel wants him, I am all for it. If Tuchel wants a Brazilian who's 12 years old, bring him in for all I care. If Tuchel wants him, bring him in. But from my point of view, I wouldn't bring him in because I'm not paying £1 million a week. No, thank you. I'm not paying that much for Neymar. He's quite old. Remember, guys, he's 32. And he hasn't shown anything recently. Again, you know, yes, we can look at his past and we can, you know, same thing with Hazard, but again, he's played with Tuchel. I wouldn't mind it, but from my point, I wouldn't go for him. Chelsea makes a fan board. Yeah. Oh, no name. That's why no name. Go follow on TikTok and you can see it there. I don't know why you can't hear it. I fucking hate stream, man. I wouldn't complain seeing Neymar Chelsea, but on sales will go up. He could add exactly if he joins and Chelsea willing to pay his wages and all that. I don't care. You know, if Tuchel wants him, I'd bring him in. Bring him in because I know if Tuchel wants him, he can see he would do well. But looking at what he's done recently, I wouldn't personally bring him in. If Tuchel doesn't want to bring him in, don't bring him in. Because look, as I said, he doesn't put 100% on that pitch. He injures himself. He faces an injury to take 6 weeks off. He's on a lot of wages, and he hasn't shown anything this season. That's my point of view. But if he comes in, I'm not going to be upset. I should be very happy if he comes in, personally. You know, but looking realistically, it's going to be hard. You know, it's a love-hate thing with Neymar. You know, looking at from the football perspective, coming to Chelsea, I don't want him, but just for all the times, bring him in. But as I said, if Tuchel wants him, bring him in. Big up to Tommy. He says, bring Neymar, please. And a lot of fans actually do want Neymar. Like I say, and yeah, big up. I hope you're well. I'm seeing you in a while. Hope you're all well and good. Yeah, definitely. Actually, yeah, cover that is good as well. Hazard my favorite player Chelsea, and I don't want him to do exactly. He just has too many issues. 68. Wow, great. Let's take on Kefi, and I don't know who that is. Oh, I'm here. Bishop went to some 68 million euros. Oh, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot for Neymar. Personally, I would only pay him 300k a week, 40 mil wage. I don't know. I would barely pay him anything, to be honest. If I have time, I'm not too sure. I will definitely send you a link if it is, because I want to try to get through some stuff, but I can't. I can barely show him for an hour, only 45 minutes. Lukaku do not perform because of Tuchel takes so much shots in this series beating. when they have full score the same performance Lukaku, not in question. I think with Lukaku, I'm going to quickly touch upon this as well because I'm not a fan of Lukaku. I never was a fan of Lukaku. When he came, I was happy still. I backed him. Like I back all the players who join us. But again, it's the same perspective that I think Prime said this, and I agree with it, that we gave, I mean, said this for a couple of months as well, that we gave time to Werner, Havertz. Why can't we give this to a £100 million player? If an offer comes from him, I would sell him. But if he stays, I'm not going to be upset. Like I'm willing to give him another shot. But again, priority would be to sell him. Name was 29. Okay, not bad. We go to Matthew Lee Benjamin. Recognize him from the Lure streams and Gem streams. I appreciate you coming over, joining me here. He says 2 defenders, 1 wingback, 2 attackers, recall 2 loners, and a DM if 1 midfielder leaves. That's Matthews Lee Benjamin's transfer window. And I agree. I think for me, it'll be a bit different. I'm going to say 3 defenders. This is the 3 defenders I want because it counts the 1 wingback as well. 3 defenders, I would get Cucurella, Koulibaly, Koundé. Cucurella can play backup wingback and left centre back. People, guys, get it through your head. Get it through your head. I don't know why people are still like, he can play left centre back and left wing back, and he's only 35 million. Why would we not go for him? Like, I don't get it. Hang on, let me get a thing of him because I don't get it. Get it through your head. 35 mil. He can play left centre back. He can play left wing back. He won Brighton's Player of the Season. Oh man, I don't know. Every time I say it to people, it just goes in one ear and goes out the next ear. And they go, Pulisic. Like, what? Cucurella is a must sign. For me, I think it's probably the second most important sign we should get. Left centre back, left wing back. I don't know. For me, that's absolutely crazy. Can't listen to your live stream, busy studying. Oh, appreciate that, man. Up the cap of J5 stands. Enjoy studying, bro. Definitely do study. It's important. I have to do a lot of that too. Oh no, now you're making me think of studying. Fuck, I got too much to do. We sell Pulisic. We give that Neymar number 10. He's because his dad's talking a lot. I mean, Pulisic isn't gonna leave the America, and I wouldn't sell Pulisic personally. I wouldn't sell him. I would sell Werner first. I think we need to get rid of 1 attacker. If we get an attacker, remove an attacker. If we get 2 attackers, remove 2 attackers. I don't want this overload of 15,000 attackers. I'm sick of it. So first will be Werner. Second, I love Ziyech so much, but he has to go. Actually, no, sorry. Werner first, Hudson on loan. Then Ziyech. I'm so disappointed Ziyech didn't work out, man. I'm so disappointed. Kills me to say it didn't work out. Big up to Kevin. He says, what's the transfer news like? Just join. Big up to Kevin. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's the same old. Obviously, the ins and outs are still the same. If you want to hear who's going in, who's going out, let me know. Let me see if there's a fuck his computer. Let's have a look. Alright, go get type mode now. I mean, nothing new. It's just the same as I said. Oh, here we go. Fuck me. Another fucker one to the list, guys. Another one. Cucurella with curly short hair looks... Fuck me, man. Everyone looks like me, apparently. People call me Mason Mount. How the... Bro, I'm done. I'm done with this community. This community is something different. You guys have some different eyes. I don't know how you guys think of this shit, man. I don't know how you think of this. Should Jorginho leave? 100% no. 100% no. I've been saying this for since December. Jorginho is a player who should definitely stay. Like, he's the first midfielder I would keep. Let's be realistic, guys. All right. We keep... We buy Tuchel. That's our DM. That's our starting DM next season. Fantastic, right? Next one's going to be Kovacic. All right, these 2 work perfectly, but we don't know how they're going to work together. On paper, it seems all good, but come on the pitch, how will it work out? I wouldn't take that risk of selling our most class midfielder. I want to sell most experienced midfielder who's put in the shift since Sarri came in. He gets so much disrespect. And the people disrespecting him are the people who I don't want to, target these players, say that, oh, they got bad football knowledge. No one has bad football knowledge. Everyone has their own opinion. But I think the way they look at it is because, he's slow, he's weak, which I can understand. It doesn't fit their priority midfielder. But what he puts on that pitch, we still win the game. Despite him being slow, despite him being weak, we get the 3 points at the end of the day. We get the 3 points, we get the trophies. It all works out. Just because he's not beating the player on a one-on-one doesn't mean he's bad. I understand though. I understand how people have some hate towards him. I understand. But you always got to back your players. Always. When he was third, this is the one thing that pissed me off so much. When he was third for the Ballon d'Or, right, I was propping him. I was like, Jorginho's going to win it. And Chelsea fans were here saying, no, he doesn't deserve it. This is the closest a Chelsea player has got to a Ballon d'Or. And these people don't want him to win it just because he's slow. That's the one thing that pissed me off so much. And that just shows Chelsea absolutely. I don't like Chelsea fans, a lot of them, because they're just player FC. I can't believe it. If Loftus-Cheek was second, I would be the first one supporting him. I don't care who is. A Chelsea fan is so close to winning a Ballon d'Or. He's in the nominations, and there's people coming here and disrespecting him. He's like, oh, I don't want him to win it. Oh, I don't want him to win it. Oh, well, he doesn't deserve it. You back your players, despite who, if you fucking hate them. I don't care. People have agenda towards him and they go, oh, he doesn't deserve to win the Ballon d'Or. Who cares if he doesn't deserve to fucking win the Ballon d'Or? Modric didn't deserve it, but Real Madrid fans were still backing him. Like, Spurs fans are so fucking different, bro. It pisses me off. Give to Liam saying, listen to you at the docks so you can keep me entertained. Haven't missed a start. Are you talking about transfers? Yeah, we can't talk about Watford. Appreciate Liam for joining. He says he's at the docks right now. Docks. Where's the docks? Yeah, like the port fishing or something. But yeah, keep me entertained. Glad to do that. We'll just talk about a bit of Watford. Now we're kind of diving into kind of everyone's questions and everyone's thoughts on the transfer window. But yeah, there's no new news yet, but I'm going to kind of give my ins and outs in a second. I'm just going to try to think of a format where I can write it down. To be fair, we have a few loans returning as well, mate. We have quite a few number of stars. Yeah, 100%. But the thing that scares me, guys, Gallagher is great. Like, he's a great player. Recently, he hasn't been the best, though. I'm a bit scared of him. Hence why when he comes in, I want him to come in. Let me just say, I want him to come in, and I want him in the preseason, and we're going to dictate how he plays in the preseason. Because for me, we can sit here and say, yeah, oh, he's going to do well, he's going to do this, but we really don't know. We really don't know. I want him to come in first, and preseason will dictate that. Even though it's 3-4 games, it has to be our own dictation. I wouldn't mind him, but again, guys, it's gonna do. If we get Rafinha Dembele or Neymar Dembele, would we keep Gallagher? I don't know. So let me read a couple more chats, guys, and I'm gonna get into the kind of main. Big up to Hassan, up the Kepa, my man, up the Kepa. How the fuck did Aston Villa get? Bro, I don't know how. And actually, I spoke about that just at the start of the stream. I was going to dive into it, but I don't think we're going to have time. Oh, you said doctor. Oh, I meant docs, like the port. Big up. Hope it's all good. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you entertained while you wait for that. Yeah, big up to the sun. And big up to Coach Chiller. Guys, guys, go subscribe to Coach Chiller, guys. He's going to be live in 20 minutes. So when I'm ending, he's going to be starting. So go subscribe to him. And go subscribe to him. He's going to have his usual show. Do go subscribe. I'm going to put his link in a second when I get it up. So go do subscribe to that because, again, that's a massive show too. Every Chelsea fan should be watching. Jorginho, Kovac, and Kante should stay. Then we add a DM. They should also, we can't sell players while we're not sure a new DM do as well. Exactly. For me, I'm going to hold that comment. Because I'm going to do my ins and outs at the moment. I just create a Word document. So I'm going to put my ins and outs. Prime says, this is the closest a Chelsea player's got to a Ballon d'Or since Lampard. And Chelsea fans were crying that they want to make Spain. That is Prime. I'm 100% with you. When I heard that, I was so mad. I was so mad when I heard that. Because when I hear that, oh, fuck me, that's my Word document. When I hear that Chelsea fans don't want a player who's wearing the blue top to win a Ballon d'Or because he's slow or he doesn't deserve, that's disgusting to me. That they're not. Some of these fans just don't want to. They want players winning anything just because they don't like them or they dislike them. Like for me, I like Mendy. Again, I like Mendy, but when he's doing well, I want to be honest with it. If he's playing bad, I'm going to be honest with him. I don't want my keeper doing bad and playing on that pitch. That's why I keep advocating for Kepa to come on. I don't like Loftus-Cheek because he doesn't fit this system. If Mount's playing shit, I want him off that pitch because he's not playing well. I want him to regroup and mentalize. People don't understand. Like, when you say Mount was bad today, people come at you. When you say Mendy was shit, people come at you because these players are so highly protected in the community. Like, guys, when I say Mendy was poor, you know, yes, I joke about it. Oh, Mendy, this, I kind of joke. Oh, keep it. But in all seriousness, when I talk about these guys, it's because I see that there's a negative in this keeper. I don't want my keeper, who's a fantastic keeper, by the way, on the pitch when he's got negatives in him. I want him to rest. I want him to rethink. I want him to have competition towards him. When he gets back into form, bring him back on. I don't know, man. It's kind of a... What's your opinion on the Kunde deal that's apparently almost done? And what about the price they're sending me? I'm all for it. I'm all for it, Kevin. I love Kunde. I think Kunde is a really good replacement. He's a bit smaller than Rudiger. Just aerial. He drives with the ball. He dribbles. I would test him in as a right wing back for one game as well, preseason. See how he goes there. If we can play him there, play him there. But he's a different breed, bro. I'll pay 90 million for him, bro. He's insane. Here's my ins and out, guys. I'm gonna do this as a table, so we can all clearly look at it. Chelsea fans, no, I don't rate AC, but if we win the Ballon d'Or, exactly. I hate Christina. I don't like his mentality, but when he comes on that pitch, I want him to do 100%. It's embarrassing, Prime. It's embarrassing, And obviously it's majority of the fan. I'm not gonna stereotype. I'm not gonna generalize it, but majority of the time, it's a lot of these people who back Mount, who back Havertz, who back a lot of these high price attackers. For me, attackers are like, I don't back any of attackers because they're all shining light. Like, majority of the ball distribution comes from defenders, who don't get praise, midfielders who don't get praise. I don't know. It's a bit different, this community. All right, so let's go ins and outs. So for me, the first player I would get out of Chelsea, and I'm going to describe why, is Ruben Loftus Claps Men's Cheeks. Now, why do I want Ruben Loftus Claps Men's Cheeks out of this team? I think Loftus Cheek on the side was fantastic. He was great. He was great under what's it called? What's his name? Sorry, he was great. Come Lampard, he got sent to Fulham. He got injured. That injury killed him, unfortunately. And I was so upset. I wasn't the massive fan of Loftus. I think he was a great player. I was always supporting him. But when Tuchel came in, we gave him that opportunity, and he played kind of every position on that pitch. Right wing back, he played attack, played double pivot, and when he played in double pivot, I saw he couldn't play a double pivot role. He's not made for a double pivot. He couldn't play with Kovacic. He couldn't play with Kante. Jorginho somehow, played with him, but we can't rely on Jorginho to be two men in that. And for me, he was very clueless in double pivot. If we're playing a system where we're in a double pivot and he's an attacker, it's not going to work out. Chelsea fans say, he's an 8, he's a 10. He's not going to get that position at Chelsea ever. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that position ever at Chelsea. It's not there for him. We've got players who are already ahead in line for him. His position right now is wing back. It's in a double six pivot, and he does not perform there well. Why keep a player who doesn't play a position at Chelsea? Oh, but squad depth. He's not meant for squad depth, guys. He's not a Chelsea player. He's not good enough. As I said, next season, we're going to have Tuchel, Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho as a midfield. That's an absolutely class midfield right there. That's a world-class midfield right there. You got Tuchel, Kovacic on the pitch. If they're both injured, you look on the bench, you've got a Jorginho and Kante on the pitch. Imagine we get rid of Kante. We've got a Loftus-Cheek who can't play in double pivot, and Jorginho who doesn't have the physicality to be two midfielders at once. And we go, but let's just use him in an 8. He's not going to get the opportunity to be an 8 because better players. Mount's a better 8 than him. Gallagher, if he comes in, is going to be a better 8 than him. Even Pulisic can play better 8 than him. There's so many better players who play a better 8 than him. So for me, Loftus-Cheek is the first one out. Oh my god, I spell this guy's name, bro. Oh my god, this man. Can we call him like Tuchel or something? I hate trying to spell his name. I think I got it right. So for me, if Tuchel comes in, Loftus-Cheek comes out. Bit of the phase. He says people carpet about money and aren't great and mid are really people carpet care maybe about money and aren't great, but phase. I know you gotta reiterate that. I'm a bit confused. I think you're saying. Are you saying the people who are mid get no credit? People who are mid are really good players. You saying I think you're saying the cheap players get no credit. 100%. If you're saying that, that's 100% right. Again, Jorginho, we bought him in 30, 40 million. Even Ziyech, like we paid 30 million for him, but we got to start Werner because he was 65 million. Havertz was 80 million. We got to start him. Like priorities. Again, I wouldn't mind Kunde wing back. We should try to get Jimenez. Nah, I don't, that's not gonna. We can't. I think he's locked into Atletico. Obviously, he's a fine player, but may never be used as an 8. Exactly, he's never going to be used as an 8. He's a fine player at a Fulham, at a Brighton, where he can play his position, where he doesn't have to have so much competition. Go play there. Like, I'm guys, I'm not making the news. I'm just reporting it to you. You've seen it. You've seen he's not going to play in his position. Why would you force him to play an out-of-position role where he can't play it? Tuchel is coming to us. Liverpool aren't getting Tuchel. Liverpool are not getting Tuchel, guys. It's, if anyone gets it, it's going to be us. It's going to be us or he stays at Monaco. Yeah, even if play 3. Yeah, them 3 as well. Tuchel. Bro. 100%. We got to get this man in, bro. 100%. All right, next. So, next, I will get Kunde. So on the left centre back, I would get Cucurella, I think. Ooh. Cucurella. Oh god, you know me. I don't know how to pronounce them. I don't know how to spell names. It's hard. Oh, it's right. Yeah, Cucurella. There you go. Cucurella, Kunde, Barbie. That's what I bring in. Out. Christina. Rudiger's gone. Alonso. Aspie. Yep. Them 4 out. So again for me, Christina, Rudiger, Alonso. Obviously these 3 are kind of already gone. Aspie had to beat the final removal, which means I would get in Cucurella, Kunde, Koulibaly. Koulibaly plays in the middle, Kunde on the right, Cucurella on the left. Silva comes in if he has to. Chalobah comes in if he has to. That's a great developing team. We've got Koulibaly, Silva for our experience. We've got Kunde, who's an upcoming experience, and Cucurella and Chalobah, who are experiencing from and learning from these players. So I think it's a no-brainer for Kunde. Again, I'm gonna reiterate. Kunde. Cucurella. 35 million. He can play left centre back, left wing back. Why do we need to go for a left wing back option when we've got Cucurella? If Chilwell's injured, put Cucurella there. Put Chalobah on the left. Then we can play Silva. Like, we don't need to go for another left wing back. We don't need to go for a Perisic, and then we're going to go, we're going to go for another centre back. This is all we need. It's all we need. But I thought he was in talks with United. Nah, United aren't going to get him. I say, guys, if anyone's getting him, it's going to be us or he'll stay at Monaco. No one else is getting him. Mount Rowing Habits. Oh, yeah. Imagine that. Everyone's opinion about Haaland going to Man City. I'm not scared of Haaland, really. I'm more scared of the service he's going to get. Like, now they're going to actually striker. I think even if they got Lukaku, I'll still be scared. Any striker they have, because they got service for days. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, Mahrez, they're all creators. Like, they're real creators. Now they've got someone who can tap the ball in. I don't think Haaland's going to have the space he has, as he will in Bundesliga, but he's still going to shoot the ball. And he's going to be getting 15 opportunities, even though it was 15 chances, and out of that 15, he scores 1. Like, that's all they want. We see probably, yeah, we've done it. I mean, Pulisic is a left wing, but again, we don't really play with wing. We play with mids. So wingers are more kind of people who dribble, and we got the left wing back overtaking, but we play with mids who kind of get the ball and they play quick passes towards each other. All right. Next on the roster is the attack. So out, I would go Werner out and Adoy loan, and I would bring in Dembele and Rafinha. Dembele, Rafinha. Now I would take up Werner Adoy again. Werner we brought in 50 million, hasn't showed anything. Time for him to go. And I was sending Adoy on loan again. He put him in a Bundesliga in a Dortmund team where he plays 35 games, or put him in the Liga One, wherever. Put him somewhere just so he can play 35 games would be great. But Werner again, that's another one. He has to go, man. He's done out here. If we're gonna get attackers, people like Werner are the first ones that need to go. So Werner out, Dembele in, Rafinha in if we can. Realistically, one of them. I would rather one of them, but if we can, two of them. I don't mind who. And then Anita as well. Oh yeah. Would I bring back Brojo if I get this? Yeah, no, I'll probably still bring back Brojo. For these two here. Brojo and Neymar. I wouldn't go for Neymar again. I personally wouldn't go for Neymar, but if he comes, I don't mind that. As I said, like my opinion, I don't mind if he comes into Chelsea. I'm gonna support him because if Tuchel wants him, I back it. But this is like my backings, and I wouldn't back Neymar if he comes. He doesn't put 100% on that ball. He doesn't put 100% on that pitch. Like I'm not gonna back a player who he doesn't put 100%. We got rid of Christensen for that reason. Why would I do that for someone like what's his name? Why would I do that for someone like Neymar? Well, that's kind of a lot. I mean, again, I don't mind about the wages they can pay it. I don't really care. It's just he better perform. But again, if he comes, I won't mind it. And yeah, we do need a clinical attack, as Fahim said. We do need someone who's clinical. And again, a Dembele can be clinical as well, or more service for Lukaku because I said Lukaku's staying, like it or not. He's staying. So might as well give him that second chance. I actually love when he's hardworking, but he doesn't just fit our system and the Premier League. The Premier League is a place to be crucial. Unfortunately, when he doesn't fully fit. Well, he doesn't. I know. I mean, I was stoked when he joined. I was actually a big fan of Werner last season. I thought last season he's just decent. And, nothing special. Won the Champions League, so I thought everyone was quite well. But he just died off. And it's best he goes back to Bundesliga where he's got space and he can shoot the ball. Because it's just Premier League's just too hard for him. It's really too hard for him. Yep. All right. Next. I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 6 in. Who are now out but not replacing? Then we got out Saul, Barkley. Now, these are players who we don't need to replace with anyone. So this is a Saul, Barkley, Kennedy. Is anyone else? That's it. Saul, Barkley, Kennedy. These are 3 players who don't need replacing, so they're just like kind of the dead wood that we're going to get rid of. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players out. Hypothetically, we would like to get 10 players out. I don't think we can. And bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 5 to 6. And if we need anyone to take up these spots, we've got youngsters, who can come in, like the Harvey Vales. Like people want to see these players. Bring them in. The Broja. Again, we can add Gallagher. That's a tricky one, right? I don't know. Sa, yes. Actually, no. Right. What am I even thinking? Yeah, Sa, I would get Sa, but again, if we've got Chalobah, Silva. No one can play that left centre back then. That's it. Because Cucurella will play left. Kunde can kind of play, I think. Was he a right? Nah, Kunde's a right player. I don't know. I might keep Sa as much as I don't like him. I think at least he can play the FA Cups instead of Cucurella some days. Because again, Cucurella's gonna be starting this team if we get Cucurella. Right? I'm talking hypothetically here, guys. Everything I say here is hypothetically. If we get him hypothetically, he would start in any position. Left centre back. Okay, we can't play there. He plays left wing back. Oh, he hasn't played there. Then he plays right wing back or right centre back. He has a spot in this team as his first time team player. Yeah, I know John Cena was at the stadium. That's crazy. Anyone want to see Oscar? Nah. 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 As much as I should love Diego Costa at Chelsea, but nah, I wouldn't bring him back. He's a 2-footed player, isn't he, actually? Because I remember when I was discussing him, I always said he could play on the left. What foot is Kunde? Guys, Cucurella's in the 23 as well, guys. Remember that. Not food. Foot. Kunde is right-footed and he has a 3-star weak foot on FIFA. Does that dictate he has a good left foot? I don't know. Sa needs more time, in my opinion. I wouldn't exactly like for me again. Sa, I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, he can play left centre back up, but again, if we get rid of him, I'm not going to be complaining. Like I don't think anyone will. I wouldn't force to sell out for him, guys. Guys, 115 likes. We still got 8 people in here, guys. I want everyone to like the stream right now, guys. Let's hit 20 likes. I'm going to end it in about 2 minutes, guys. I'm ending it quite early today because, it's getting late. I have to go do stuff before I go to sleep. So, guys, do like the stream now. Well, this is kind of it. Who am I missing from here? People would kind of... I'll take Oscar back. He's better than Mount. Oh, my days. When Oscar was here, he was there. Yeah, Kunde's right footed. He will play right centre back if we need to force him on the left. But again, that's why we might have Sarr. Does he play left? I thought he played right. That's what I don't know, bro. I gotta start looking at it again. I remember he used to play left. I'm not sure if he moved to right. He plays on the right. Carlos plays in the back four. He plays on the right. He plays on the right and the back four. When did they play back three? I remember they used to play back three. No, he plays on the right and all of them. I thought they played back three sometimes. Yeah, no, he keeps playing on the right. But yeah, again, I'm gonna reiterate myself. The one player I would not get rid of here, guys, is Kepa. I'm not gonna get rid of him because, as I said, who else can compete with Mendy in the position? For me, I don't think there's anyone who can compete with him. But this is the ins and outs. Again, a total of I think it was 10 outings and about 6 or 7 entries in Chelsea, hypothetically for 2022. This is just a recap, guys, on who comes in, who comes out. Next stream is gonna be about more news, more giving you guys the news. Oh, is Kunde going to be joining and this and that? And it's going to be a lot of repeated news, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, it'll be the news, guys, because end of May, I think this week will be a bit quiet. The ownership will happen, but maybe transfer will be a bit quiet. Then come June, it's going to be just full of news. Every day is going to be something, and obviously, journalists are going to be up and down from June to August because it's going to be another crazy transfer window. And it was kind of, it was a good season. A lot of outings. Mike Dean blows his final whistle. He got on his knees. Oh no, did he? I don't know. No, he didn't. Mike Dean's ending his career. So there's a lot of bit, like Mbappe says at PSG says, there's so much. There's so much happening already, and imagine what's going to happen next couple of weeks. But I'm just seeing if there's any admin stuff, guys. But no, that's everything there. Back three. When did they play back three? I remember. Must have been like last year or something. Jeez, they have a red card nearly every single week. Yeah, when they played back three, he played on the right as well. He's still playing the right. But again, he can play on the left possibly, but his best position is on the right. He plays right. Koulibaly center. Cucurella left. These are players who play in the position week in, week out on the same side. And then Rich James right wing back. Chel left wing back. 2 mids. Kovacic, Jorginho. Kovacic, Tchouameni. up front. Usman, Havertz, Rafinha, Mount, whatever. Here we go. And then August gonna be tic tac. Tic tac. Tic tac. Gonna be that shit again. That was funny. But yeah, that's it guys for today's stream. Hope everyone did enjoy, guys. This whole finish off by liking the stream, guys. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go do follow the Twitter, link in the description as well. Also, guys, Fabinho just reported an hour ago that Jorginho has no intention. Juventus have no intention of paying a big fee for Jorginho. It's whatever Chelsea want to do with him, they will follow. So if Chelsea want to keep Jorginho, they'll keep him. So that's some just breaking news there. But that's it for today's stream, guys. Hope everyone did enjoy. I'll catch you guys in the next one, which I'll probably be back. I'm trying to think. Probably tomorrow, maybe. Maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, probably Friday. Yeah. But everyone did enjoy.